Many top Democrats now believe it's all over for Hillary Clinton. Based upon new polling, it says Barack Obama has weathered the pastor-right controversy. So what will happen going forward? Joining us now from Paris, France, that seer into the future, the creator of DickMorris.com, currently sweeping through Europe, Dick Morris. All right, Morris, about 3 weeks to Pennsylvania.
How do you like Napoleon in the background here?
I see him, and you give him my best. What's going to happen?
I will.
Give us a prediction on what's going to happen inside the Democratic Party. Go.
It's over. What's going to happen in the next, between now and June 3rd, is there'll be 9 more primaries with a total of about 560 delegates to be selected. And Hillary and Obama will more or less break even on that. Obama may win a little bit more than Hillary. I think he'll do better in these primaries than most people think. I think he'll probably win a whole bunch of them, but it doesn't matter. He enters these primaries with a lead of 161 elected delegates, and he'll leave the primaries with a lead of about 150, 170, 180, 140 elected delegates. Then what's going to happen is that the big leaders in the party, the 5 major leaders, Al Gore, Jimmy Carter, Howard Dean, Nancy Pelosi, and John Edwards, will probably get together and we'll say it's time for the superdelegates to come to conclusions and to make commitments. And we urge them to vote the way the voters of their own states voted. And Obama will enter that process on June 3rd with about 1,920 delegates. And he'll pick up another 100 within a week or two, and he'll get up to 2,025, the maximum you need to win, the minimum you need to win. Then those 5 are going to get together and going to say, Hillary, it's time for you to withdraw. And I don't know if she will or not, but she'll be under heavy pressure. And at that point, all of the superdelegates are going to switch to Obama because they see that he's got the nomination and they're party professionals and they don't want to be on the losing side. And by July 1st, this will be completely over.
Okay.
The reason Hillary's fighting hard now is that if she ever gives up, she'll lose all of those superdelegates overnight.
All right, now, so you're saying it's over right now, okay? April 2nd, done. Doesn't matter what happens in Pennsylvania. If Hillary Clinton wins by 4 or 5 percentage points, it doesn't matter. Now, are you surprised that Barack Obama...
By the way, it has been over since I said so on this show a month and a half ago.
Okay, but there was a little doubt back and forth. Are you surprised Barack Obama weathered the pastor-right controversy so well?
Well, he hasn't, Bill. He's weathered it in the Democratic primary. But in the general election, that's going to be a very tough thing for him to carry around. And it's not so much going to be a question of the American people doubting his patriotism. It'll come across as weakness, a lack of decisive leadership. And McCain has one big edge over Obama, which is leadership. And the Reverend Wright thing will go down as weakness because he didn't break the cord clearly.
What do you think Hillary Clinton's role then will be at the Democratic convention in August and then in the general election, if indeed you're right and she isn't the nominee? What will her role be?
Well, he's not going to pick her for vice president. He doesn't have to. Despite what some of the polls say now, most of her supporters are older, party-line Democrats, pro-choice, women, union members, downscale voters, and they will not vote for McCain. They'll vote for Obama. Not the other way around, but Hillary's people would go to Obama. So I think Obama will probably choose some elder statesman, like a Democratic equivalent of Cheney, as his candidate for vice president. And I think Hillary will give a nice speech at the convention. Obama will help her raise some money to pay off her debt. Her main goal now is to avoid ending this campaign in financial ruin. At the end of February, she owed $13 million, 5 to herself, but $8 million to other vendors. And by now, it's probably up to 15 or 18 million. And she can't use general election money to pay for that. She's got to get it from people that have not maxed out to her in the primary. And that's one of the big reasons she won't call it quits, because when she calls it quits, she won't be able to raise more money, and she doesn't want to have to pay $20 million out of her own pocket.
So this is interesting. So you say that Barack Obama will make a deal with her don't do anything nutty, and I'll help you pay this debt off. We'll have fundraisers,
Yes.
whatever. We'll do what we have to do to get
Yes.
that debt down. Can Barack Obama's campaign assume any of that debt, or the Democratic National Committee?
No.
Can they assume any of it?
No, they're only limited to $5,000 in contribution that one committee can make to another. But what he can do is get in touch with the 1 million people who've given him money and say, in the interest of party unity, come on, please write a $20 check to Hillary and raise $20 million and bail her out of debt. Otherwise, you know, the Clintons have made a lot of money lately, but they're facing a serious financial problem.
If your scenario, you're seeing the future comes true, if it comes true, if it goes down the way you say it going down. Basically, Hillary Clinton returns to the Senate here in New York, and is she a power player, or is she just basically a regular senator?
I think viewed from the vantage point of 10 or 20 years from now, she'll be kind of like Ted Kennedy, a sort of liberal lodestar, the one who constantly fights in the quote, good causes, kind of the North Star that tells you where liberal is. She might have some trouble, though, getting reelected senator from New York, particularly if the blacks give her a primary fight. And that's one of the things Obama's going to hold over her head, that he'll support her for reelection, and she could use that support because she's really alienated a lot of her base.
All right. Dick Morris, everybody. Have fun in Paris. Say hello to everybody out there. You know how popular I am in France.